Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. I guess I must have bumped into the switch while I was sleeping. This coming from David Schwartz, and I think we know what switch he is talking about. XRP has performed incredibly over the last several days, right now trading at about 86 cents. So it did breach the 80-cent mark, and right now it is hovering in what was old support before that breakdown, guys. You can see XRP now hovering in this level of support. This was old resistance from back in 2018. 80 to 85 cents. XRP has just skyrocketed back up. And, I was talking a little bit about this yesterday. It is an anomaly. The rest of the market is not moving alongside XRP. So how is this going to play out, and are we going to continue to see a pump? What are some of the reasons behind this? Is this now correlated with Bitcoin? Because yesterday we were looking at Bitcoin and it didn't look like there was much of a correlation, but now we're seeing Bitcoin up about $44,000 as of the time of this recording. It did go as high as $45,500. So we're going to take a look at the historical movements in the market, how the XRP cryptocurrency has been behaving, and we're going to correlate it, guys, to the entire market structure. Now, there was this theory. Stefan Hubert posted this. Hey, Jeremy Hogan, how big does a price pump have to be before you usually confirm a settlement? So there's also this theory going on that, behind closed doors, the lawyers at the Ripple camp and the lawyers for the SEC, they have been gathering, and perhaps we could see a settlement sooner rather than later. And so this definitely would have an effect, right? That front-loading pump, we saw something similar before the pump group back last year. The last few days of January 2021, we saw the price of XRP go up because there was a plan that the pump group was all going to buy XRP on the 1st of February 2021. Sure enough, that price did go up, but by the end of the day, it did land below its opening price. So that is a great example of front-loading, planned front-loading. So are we seeing the same kind of thing here? Or is this just now part of a market cycle correlated with Bitcoin? So we got to talk about the Bitcoin price action too. Don't know if XRP is 100% correlated to it, but I don't think it is hurting it. So I saw this from the Real Plan C here, guys. Update, can we confirm this reversal is for real yet? And so if you guys do not know, the Real Plan C here, still very bullish on Bitcoin. There are some schools of thought right now that the Bitcoin bull run is over and that Bitcoin is just waiting to retrace to its 702 before it collapses. But here's what Plan C has to say, essentially taking some information from TechDev52, from Matthew Hyland, and from the Real Plan C, his own information here, essentially giving some indicators. Now, we're not going to get into these indicators. These are very specific, very technical, but essentially 3 out of 4 of TechDev's indicators have checked out. 1 out of 2 of Matthew's indicators have checked out so far. So just to be clear here, this is not to say that this has failed. It just has not checked out so far. And then for the Real Plan C himself, 3 out of 4 of his indicators have also checked out. So that's kind of the general rule with technical analysis. The more indicators that check out, if you have 10 and 7 or 8 or 9 of them have checked out, the better the indication that the trend is going to go in your direction. So here's what we're seeing here, just to give some more context. TechDev here was one of those people on the list, a take on the Bitcoin picture, one of which my own investments are based, 2 macro impulses and 1 macro correction to date. And he always looks at the 0.618. Top target of next leg confluent with macro 0.618 from 2011. Strong asymmetry to the upside. I believe this impulse is far from done, and so he likes to look at the historical chart. So this is just Bitcoin, guys, historically, and I'm just giving you guys the legwork. We're going to talk a little bit about XRP in a second, but this is all going to be relevant. This is all part and parcel to where we could see XRP go, and not only that, the rest of the altcoins also will likely follow once Bitcoin does reach new highs. So again, showing us the 0.618 from the impulse from back in 2011, and now the 0.618 impulse from 2022. In the green over here, okay, and you can see it down in the RSI, even down here, the green, that is considered in his eyes, in his technical analysis, that is considered the last pump of the market. We saw it in 2013 before the retracement, and now we are here, guys. We are here at the 0.618. You can see it also down here in the RSI. The trend is mimicking the 2011 to 2013 trend quite closely. In a video I did last week, I also talked about Matthew Hyland's NASDAQ pre.com bubble versus Bitcoin today, and take a look at this. So I'm not going to dwell on this too much because I've already talked about this, but this was the NASDAQ back from 1997 to 1999. and look at the Bitcoin chart today, you can see very, very similar patterns on the chart. Matthew just highlighting some of those similarities there with the trend line down. And what he was suggesting at this point in time was that we were going to see one last pump to the upside. And so this was before Bitcoin started pumping. Sure enough, what did we see? Well, we did see the Bitcoin price rebound in the other direction, which is exactly what Matthew Hyland had suggested. Very, very, very nice. So similar timeframes, similar fractals, similar corrections, similar market cap sizes even at that time. Important to note, also this, guys, from Plan C himself, update, reversal signal confirmed. We crossed number 1. So red indicates capitulation, orange is failed recovery, blue is bottom found, and green is reversal has been confirmed. Now this is the Bitcoin chart. Going back, this is for short-term holder. Spent output profit ratio, 168-hour exponential moving average. And so we have been witnessing two types of highs for Bitcoin. The last one was back in the spring of last year. If you guys remember, the Bitcoin market did correct by about 55%. And some were saying, is that just a correction? And some were saying, you know, maybe this is a mini bear market before the next leg up. Regardless of what it was a plus 50% correction before we actually saw a new all-time high, that's $69,000 for Bitcoin. But what he's demonstrating here, capitulation in red. We saw that back in the spring and the early summer of 2021. And we also did see that back in December of 2021. Then there was the failed recovery, which is demonstrated right here in yellow, or orange rather, and you can see that also here on the chart in early 2022. Then there was the bottom, and that was found back here in late summer of 2021, mimicking what we actually did see just last week. The bottom was found for Bitcoin, right? And now we are seeing a confirmed reversal. So a confirmed reversal, potentially making new all-time highs. This is the phase that we're in right now, confirmed reversal in that green color. So what does this have to do with XRP? Well, it has to do a lot with XRP, and not just XRP, guys, the rest of the crypto market. I've been looking at this for a while now, and there are some other indications that we are likely going even higher for Bitcoin. First of all, I know I keep hitting this point home, the low volume. That is not indicative of a Bitcoin top. We have not seen that in previous bull runs. Why would we assume that now? Also, this structure up here doesn't quite look similar to what we've seen in the past for Bitcoin top structures. It just isn't the same. So more indications suggesting that the Bitcoin bull run will keep rallying, and XRP, along with other cryptocurrencies, will rally with it. So what's going on right now with XRP? So XRP is up over 20% in the last 24 hours, greatly outperforming other major cryptocurrencies. I think we've all noticed this. It's up 5% this year despite the recent market sell-off and the uncertainty surrounding Ripple's legal battle with the SEC. Fox Business's Charles Gasparino recently tweeted that the case was likely to stretch well into the summer. He added that the release of the Biden administration's executive order for cryptocurrencies could tip the balance in the SEC's favor by possibly classifying the controversial token as an unregistered security. Well, that's all negative news. Why are we seeing this pump? As reported by you today, the expert discovery phase was recently extended to February 28th upon the request of both parties. The delay has made it possible to conduct additional depositions. So more depositions are on the table, and that could be positive for Ripple. Ripple's general counsel, Stuart Alderoty, recently urged the SEC to move the Ripple case as fast as possible. U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres is yet to rule on Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larson's twin motions to dismiss the lawsuit. The court is also yet to announce its decision regarding the SEC's motion to strike the defendant's key fair notice defense. So, in terms of that, XRP Crypto Wolf bringing this up. XRP gains 30% plus after Ripple gets permission to explain their fair notice defense versus the SEC. Judge Annalisa Torres has granted Ripple permission to respond to the SEC's memorandum of law to support of the motion to strike the fair notice defense, according to the court documents. Additionally, Judge Torres also ordered the unsealing of 3 documents concerning the SEC versus Ripple case, including Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse's email thread and deposition notice and founder Chris Larson's email strings, which I went over last week. So the markets, they received Judge Torres's orders positively soon after they made it to the wire. XRP price rallied more than 30%, rising from its February 3rd's lowest level of 58 cents to as high as 78 cents on February the 7th. And so this is also possibly a reason why we did see XRP price rally. So going back to XRP, at that point, they were saying a 30 plus increase in price since February 3rd. And now what we are looking at here, if we look at February 3rd's price here, the open price, XRP did go as high as over 50%. So 52%, and right now it's sitting at about 42% increase, 41.95%. So XRP hovering at 85 cents, but the rest of the crypto market, guys, not moving at all. XRP even usurped Solana and Cardano, taking the number 6 spot, which, I believe I technically like to classify this as the number 4 spot, just because Tether and USD Coin, those are not investable cryptocurrencies, and their market cap does not reflect any kind of investor interest. They are just stable coins, of course. So XRP by and large in the number 4 spot. Number 6 if you want to take it technically here, but number 4 in terms of investable cryptocurrencies, taking out Cardano and Solana. Of course, it has been the highest gainer in the last 24 hours, a couple of days in a row now, at least 2 or 3 days, up 10.67% in the last 24 hours, and in the last 7 days, up 37.55%. So how is XRP price going to look in the future? Is this trend going to continue on? Of course, guys, this does still depend on a lot of things. First of all, we have the SEC lawsuit. So if we get any kind of positive verdict from that, even if it's somewhat positive, I think we are going to see XRP price rally in anticipation. I think people are smart enough, the smart retail money, I don't think I've ever used that term before, but smart retail investors, people who do their research, people like you and I, they will likely try to front load this because they realize the potential here. The dumb retail money, they will FOMO in at the last minute. And of course, there's all the institutions, right? The institutional money is also poised on the side, waiting for that SEC verdict, waiting for that XRP pump. So that's the real kind of factual fundamentals regarding this. There's also the Bitcoin bull run, which more and more, day by day, we're seeing as a very, very good indicator that the market is going to continue to rally throughout 2022. I'm just going to take a look back at Bitcoin here, guys. Throwing a Fibonacci on here, you can see a drawn out decline for Bitcoin, and you can see a little bit of resistance at the 0.236, and now Bitcoin is continuing to climb, okay? How many days has this been since the decline? And I'm going to get to why I'm doing this in a second. It has been roughly 16 days, 15, 16 days, so about 2 weeks since that new low for Bitcoin at about $32,000, $33,000. So why does this not jive for me? Why do I think Bitcoin is going to continue to blow up past that $69,000 mark? Well, guys, if you just take a look at former bull runs, okay, and take a look at the Fibonacci and the retrace to the 0.702. Let me throw a Fibonacci on here. The retrace to the 0.702 happened very, very quickly. So for example, taking us back to 2017, from this bottom here, the retrace to the 702 took about 14 days just to get back up to the 0.702. Now, take into consideration, the bull runs do extend a little longer as time goes on, but we're already at, what did I say? We're already at 16 days, give or take. So today would be the 16th day, and we are nowhere near the 0.702 at this moment in time. So the question then for me is, do you think Bitcoin is going to take, 20, 30 days to get up to the 702? At the rate that it's going, maybe. But do you think it's really going to continue at this rate, considering how low the trading volume is, how there's no media stirring up FOMO for Bitcoin price? I think the retracement up to the 702 is going to take a lot longer. Like I said yesterday, it's probably going to do something like this, bouncing off support, bouncing off resistance, finally getting up to the 0.702. And then I think ultimately we are actually going to break past the 702 to new all-time highs. Going back to the first bull run rally, that first top up here, okay, taking a look at 2013 and throwing a Fibonacci on here, you can see something similar. Put the Fibonacci on here, retrace to the 0.702, and that took 1, 2, 3 days to get to the 0.702. So you guys can see what usually happens is Bitcoin really does rebound, slingshot up to that 0.702 before a huge crash. 7 days in 2013, 14 days in 2018, and so that's double essentially, which would mean if we were to just take a mathematical correction, 28 days for Bitcoin to get up to the 702 would bring us to February 20th. So that's only a couple of weeks away. I highly doubt that's going to happen. So that's another reason why I think Bitcoin is going to continue slowly, gradually, and altcoins like XRP are going to follow. I also wanted to take a look at a specific period of time, okay, when Bitcoin was trading back last March and April 2021. Okay, and I know this might sound insignificant, but just bear with me, okay? This was the beginning of March 2021, and this was Bitcoin's all-time high at that point. You can see even just from this trend, Bitcoin really didn't go up too much. It went up about another 50% before it did correct 55% in that mini bear market. So there was still some movement up for Bitcoin at this point in time, but we really didn't see much, similar to what we've seen at the tops of bull markets in the past. Now bear with me because I'm going to compare this to what XRP did at that same period in time. Here it was here, early March 2021, and then April 2021 over here. Okay, look at that last pump as Bitcoin was kind of finding its last 50%. Before a downturn, XRP pumped 357%. Before, again, that large correction to the downside. This is what I'm seeing here is kind of a micro example of what happens in a bull run, which kind of strengthens the theory that this could have actually been a mini bear market. What happens, right? Money comes out of Bitcoin, flows into altcoins like XRP. And so to me, I see this as, could this be another mini bear market before a new pump to the upside, right? We've been talking about this for a while, and just bringing up Bitcoin one last time here, right? Throwing a Fibonacci on here, suggesting that we are likely going to see new highs because this in essence, which we have never classified before, but this in essence could have been that mini bear market before we see Bitcoin continue to the upside, reaching a full target at the 4.236 at around $182,000. So I just noticed that another indication that suggests that Bitcoin and altcoins will continue to rally. But by how much, guys? Is this going to be the final rally? The rally on the way to XRP's all-time high targets of $10 to $15 per coin? Well, let me just bring up the XRP chart one more time here. Put it back on auto. Just going to remove some of that. Okay, so again, I have the XRP chart zoomed out here on the daily. And, you know, essentially XRP has been in a bull run since March of 2020, making higher lows, higher highs. I don't think I have to go over that. But let's take a look at some of these measurements. Okay, that low, before we saw that crash back down here, that low to this top up here was roughly 596%. So over 500% before we saw a 78% correction to the downside. So 596% to the upside, and then another 78% to the downside. Let me just get rid of that so the chart doesn't look so messy. Then what did we see? We saw another move up, okay? Another move up, another 1,065% to the upside. So not quite double, but almost. And what was the correction here? What was that first correction? 78%? Take a look at this. This correction down here, another 74%. So we're seeing these volatile moves for XRP on the way up. And so we've got 596% on that first swing, 1,065% on that next swing. What would happen if we saw roughly a 2,000% spike on this next swing up, guys? And I'll just put it here, give or take. I mean, it's not going to be, to get it to be double exactly will likely not happen, but just to kind of give you a sense of where I'm going with this, another 2,000% roughly would bring the price of XRP. Wow, look at that, very close to the 3.618, almost at the 4.236 level, which ultimately brings the price of XRP, if it's at the 3.618, to $11.66. And then that top level there would be $13.66. So right there, smack dab within our targets. I'm thinking 2022 is not only going to be the year for cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin making new all-time highs, but I'm thinking along with the spec market, some positive verdicts from that SEC lawsuit, we are going to see XRP not only hit its targets, there is a possibility it could even go beyond that. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.